Hey YouTube, it's Dimitri, and today we're going to unbox my Mike Maier's front control arms here, little A piece here. I'm really excited. I've been waiting on these forever. So I've watched some reviews on Mike Maier's products. Again, it's a really small shop. They're made out of California, but it's supposed to bring the weight of the car more towards the center of the car, not towards the front of the car. A little bit of adjustment, and as well, I think the rubber kind of bearings and bushings in it are supposed to be able to just be swapped out when need be with generic standard bushings or kind of rubber parts here, which is why I bought this. I knew it was going to take some time. I've seen other reviews. People are like, well, it takes him, a while. I had to wait 3 months, 4 months. On the website it says, be patient, expect it. I ordered these May 7th. These literally just arrived from FedEx, and we are sitting at December 8th. So I was getting very nervous. I'd emailed them. They said I'd have them by, I think, like beginning of October, end of September, something like that. Still getting more nervous. I've worked at a small business, so I'm thinking, I hope they don't, run out of money, and they've already collected my payment up front in May, and they don't bill them. Anyways, they're supposedly in this box. Let's open this up and look at these real quick. All right, so out of the box here, we have 2 control arms. Got a giant bag of hardware. It looks like it's like grade 8 zinc, gold, the good stuff for suspension work. So this looks great. Comes with a little bag, again with some spacers or whatnot, it looks like here, and some directions. It's got a cotter pen and something else here, little washer. All right, so let me grab a stock one. I think I've got one sitting here. I can show you kind of the difference. All right, so I'm gonna have to rewrap these up. I'm trying to be as careful as possible because I don't know if you can see, but the Fairlane is in pieces at this point. I need to finish bodywork, painting, all that nonsense, and then be able to finally get the front end put back together. I've got parts just everywhere. Again, parts, tires, frames, engine, transmission, it's all just sitting everywhere. But let's look at these parts real quick. So again, they're supposed to be powder coated. They look pretty good. They're very smooth. They've got from shipping already, or from me kind of messing around, they've already got some dings in them. I don't know if you can see those or not. But right here, some dings and chatter. Not necessarily, I would say, the most protective of coatings. I don't know, maybe I'll end up spraying these later with something a little more robust. But not too bad. You can see here, let's look at the size. Exactly 11 inches from side to side. This is coming in right at 10 inches. So let's hope all this fits. I guess we can go over and look real quick. All right, so let's get down in here. I'm hoping these fit. These are an inch different. Okay, these, oh man, this will fit. This is where they mount at, guys. It's gonna be tight, but it should fit. And again, this is showing an arrow pointing forward, so that is the front. This is the right side for this. Whew, that's gonna be tight. So we will see how this ends up going when we set the shock here. So you can see kind of that sits. Now when you take the stock one here and you shove this in here, this will fit. So it's got a little more space on the stock one. Let's look at the other dimensions here and see how this fits. I just want to see how this fit on the car. Let's check front to back. So again, it's 11 inches, even this direction from the flat part of the bar to the outside edge of this ball joint. Depending where you measure this at, if you measure it from the inner bar piece, you're looking like an 11 1/4. So there's a little bit difference in frames here. The other point is supposed to be, if you look at this, so let's take like a straight line and we square this up. Let's find the center point real quick. So half of 11 is going to be 5 1/2. 5 1/2's right here. Right about here. You'll notice when we line this edge up here and we try to square this away, the ball joint should sit here on like a stock control arm here. The front of the car is over here. Ball joint should be further forward. These Mike Maier ones are supposed to shift the weight back again towards the center of the vehicle. And because of that, you should get a little bit better handling is what I've been told, right? It makes sense, I guess, from the math of it all here. But we look, we're about let's see how far back we are. See if we can square this up. We're sitting right about 6 1/4. So we're about 3/4 of an inch further back on the car here. Overall, these look pretty good. Again, if we can swap out these ball joints when needed with standard generic ball joints, it's a sleeker design. I think the tubing will actually be a bit stronger than this kind of formed and pressed out shape of, you know, stock. If you're curious, I'm 99.9% confident this is the stock stuff that came on this Ford back in 1966. The car has been owned since, I think, like the 70s, somewhere in the 70s. My dad got this as a high school car here. But you can see it's just a little bit different design and frame here. It's still got the 2 mounting holes where the shock's gonna go right on top. I don't know if those are centered. They actually look a little bit off-centered as well, so we'll see kind of how this fits in the car itself. I'm looking at getting Viking coilovers. Fingers crossed. I don't know, I gotta take a deeper look into a lot of these products here, make sure they work with the car, the design, the daily driver kind of sporty goal of this vehicle here. But overall, they look about in the same spot. So I think we should be good on most of this. Just, again, a little bit wider here in the back. But quality build. These are actually pretty hefty. They feel pretty good. I mean, I can tell you this is definitely lighter without the shock. These are a little bit more robust. They feel about the same weight, probably a little bit heavier though. And again, I think we got a little bit heavier duty steel back here where these actually mount into the car. Again, this is a thin little rod with the bolts in it. This is a much thicker kind of solid piece of steel that's been flattened out to fit in the body and bolt in a little, I don't know, more robustly, I guess. But overall, they are comparable. These are quite expensive compared to the replacement parts. I think I paid $700 and something for the pair of these. Again, I'm gonna wrap all these back up here, put them in a box on the shelf, hope like hell they fit here in, I don't know, 3 to 6 months, maybe 12 months when we end up getting these back on the car. So anyways, if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, until next time.